The next type of conversion we're going to use is something that we have to keep a little bit more of an eye on, but it is used quite a bit, especially when we want a quick answer without a lot of extra code. So that is going to be casting. So let me just get rid of all this. So casting essentially just means treat it like another type. But that comes with certain limitations. So when we cast a variable, we can only do it with similar types. So for example, numeric to numeric. Example, a double to an int. However, string to a double will fail. Well, that's actually will cause an error because it doesn't see string as being a numeric type, so it won't allow you to do that. So it's a very specific limitation on casting. So how does casting actually work? Well, it still follows the same rules. So we still have the rules that we need to create our holder variable, and then we need to do the conversion. So step number 1 says we need to create a variable, but before we do that, we need data that we're actually going to convert. So we're going to go back to our grade report example. So I'm going to create my double mark. We're going to give it the value of 87.8 again. And now I'm going to create my holder variable, int converted mark. And then it doesn't have a value. So now that we have our holder variable, all we do is we just need to do the conversion. And the conversion for this is a lot easier than the convert command. All we need to do, or sorry, the convert object, is we still do an assignment statement. So we have an equal sign where the left hand side is the location, which is converted mark. And then the right hand side of the equal sign is the expression, the value, whatever is going to be stored inside a converted mark. So what we want to do is we want to convert mark into an integer. The way we do that, the way we cast, is we say what type we want to convert it to. In this case, I want to convert it to an int, and I surround that in brackets. And then whatever immediately follows this little command, this int with the brackets around it, will be converted. So when I type in mark right here, it's going to convert mark to an integer, or treat it like an integer, and then store it into the converted mark variable. So that means when we actually do this, it's going to treat this like an integer. But integers do not have decimal places again. In this case, it will not round. In this case, it truncates. So it just cuts off the decimal place. So the result, the implying result, is that what you're going to have in converted mark is not 88 this time. It's going to be 87. So the decimal place is just gone. Simple as that. Now, what we have to realize is that when we're looking at this casting statement, so casting to an integer, like I said, it's whatever immediately follows that. But we can still use full Bedmus rules. So for example, I could say a statement like this: converted mark, assign it the integer cast of, and now I can use brackets. So I could say, for example, mark times 2. And just like Bedmus, it will always evaluate the brackets first. So do mark, which is currently 87.8, multiply that 2, which is 175.6, and then it will convert it into an integer. So it's going to cut off that decimal place, and we're going to end up with a value of 175 stored inside of converted mark. And that is how we cast.